Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today we'll be working part 2 of the 2019 multiple choice paper. If you haven't checked out part 1 as yet, the link is in the description below, so you can go ahead, click that and then come back and watch part 2. And don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe as we try to prepare for it. So question 21, 1 over 5x plus 2 over 3x is equal to, so remember, when fractions do not have the same denominator, we'll need to find a common factor so that multiplication therein can be easier, addition rather can be easier. So it is 1 over 5x plus 2 over 3x, and we found the LCM, which is 15x, which is what both denominators can be divided into. So 5x into 15x goes 3 times, and 3 1 3. 3x into 15x goes 5 times, and 2 5s 10. So now we have 10 plus 3 to give us 13, and our denominator remains, so it is 13 over 15x. Our answer for 21 is D, and we are moving nicely along. 22, when 5 is added to a certain number and the result is multiplied by 3, the final answer is 27. What is the original answer? So 5 is added to a certain number, which we're going to call x, and the result is multiplied by 3. The final answer is 27. So what you're going to do is solve for x. So therefore 5x is equal to 27 divided by 3. So 5 plus x is equal to 9, and therefore x is equal to 9 minus 5, and therefore x is equal to 4. So should we now put 4 into the equation? It is 5 plus 4 to give us 9, and 3 9 is 27. 23, what is the value of x squared plus 3y, and all of that is divided by x over y. If x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 2, so it is 4 raised to the second power 4 square plus 3y, which is 3 multiplied by 2, and all of that is divided by xy, which is 4 multiplied by 2. So it becomes 4 4 16 plus 2 3 6, and all of that is divided by 8. So it is 16 plus 6 to give us 22 divided by 8. So 22 divided by 8 is equal to 2.75, and as we know, 0.75 is the same as 3/4, and therefore answer is D, which is 2 3/4. 24, if x is an integer that satisfies the inequality 2x is greater than 4, while 2x being less than or equal to 6. So what we know is that a negative answer definitely cannot be the value for x, as if we should say 2 times -2, it will give us -4. -4 is definitely not greater than 4. So right there, and then we know that our answer for 24 is A, where x is greater than 2 and at the same time less than or equal to 3, which is 3. So it's 2 3 6, and 6 is definitely greater than 4, while at the same time being equal to 6. So 25, the sum of two positive numbers p and q is 36. Their difference is 12. What is the smaller number? This has been worked multiple times on previous papers. You can check the links in the description below for different past papers that explain this question. But two positive numbers p plus q is 32, and their difference is 12. What is the smaller number? So basically you can substitute the answers into p and q and get them accordingly, and then you'll see which one will give the difference of 12. So let's say p is 10 plus q and equal to 32. So therefore q will be equal to 32 minus 10, and q is equal to 22. So therefore what we're saying then is 10 plus 22 is equal to 32. But what we need to find out if the difference between 22 and 10 is 12, and we'll see if that our answer is 22 minus 10, and indeed it is 12. So therefore we know that A is our answer. You can try the similar method with B, C, and D, and you'll see that none will give a difference of 12. And 26, 3x squared plus 2x cubed is equal to, and by now we know that this is B. So we pull it apart. 3 times 2, it's 6. And x squared times x cubed is equal to x raised to the 5th power, multiplication of indices, and once the bases are the same, we just add the power, which is 2 plus 3 to give us 5, and that's how we get 5th power. 27, two matrices A and B are conformable for multiplication A times B if, and this is some kind of theory that you should have known throughout the entire year of doing math, and that is the number of columns in A is equal to the number of rows in B. So conformable matrices are conformable for multiplication if the number of columns in A is equal to the number of rows in B. 28, the determinant of the identity matrix is, and some kind of theory again here, guys, the determinant of the identity matrix is 1. So it's just to do some kind of reading up on each topic. Sometimes they give you straight working out, sometimes a bit of theory. So it's about knowing mixture of everything. 29, if the vectors p and q are 3, 2 and negative 1, 4 respectively, then p minus 2 times q is, so p, which is 3, 2 minus 2 multiplied by q, so it is 2 times negative 1 to give us negative 2, and 2 multiplied by 4 to give us 8, and we are now left with equal 3 minus negative 2, and remember negative times negative, so it is this sign times this sign to give us positive, so it becomes 3 plus 2 to give us 5, and 2 minus 8 to give us negative 6, and that is it right there. So q becomes negative 2 multiplied by negative 1 times 40 was negative 2, negative 8, and therefore answer is 5, negative 6, which is D. 30 refers to the parallelogram WXY. In the parallelogram, XY is equal to U and XW is V. R is the midpoint of YZ. WR expressed in terms of U and V is, so we're going for what WR is, which is from 1 point to right here, expressed in terms of U and V is, so it is this entire side, which is equal to XY, which is U, plus half of what XW is, which is half of YZ, which is V, so it's half of Z, and therefore our answer for 30 is B. And we're moving nicely along. 31, given that 1 millimeter is equal to 1 over 1000 meters, 2500 millimeters in meters is equal to, so it's same as saying 2500 divided by 1000, and we will get 2.5 when we do that calculation. So our answer for 31 is B. So it's moving from millimeters to meters. the area of AOBs, and AOBs shows a sector of a circle such that AOB is 60 degrees and OB is our units in length. So if you remember, the formula for a sector of a circle is angle over 360 multiplied by pi multiplied by r square, and you will get your answer. And remember, a common mistake that students usually make is that they don't square the r. Guys, remember that your r is squared. So when you get 60 over 360, we simplify to get 1 over 6 multiplied by pi multiplied by r square, and therefore answer 432 is A. And we are moving nicely along. 33, the volume in centimeter cube of a cube of edge 3 centimeter is, remember, the formula for volume of a cube is edge cube or length cube. So it is 3 times 3 times 3, and that will give us 27. So our answer for 33 is C. 34, the perimeter of a square is 48 centimeter. What is the area? So remember that perimeter of a square, you will add all 4 sides of that square. So therefore, to get what one side is, it will be 48 divided by 4, which is equal to 12. And the area of a square is side times side, or length times length, whichever formula you remember or makes you comfortable. So 8 becomes 12 multiplied by 12, and that is equal to 144. So our answer for 34 is D. 35, which of the following figures not drawn to scale as an area equal to this, which is half multiplied by 5 times 4 times 2. And remember, this from this it is A plus B multiplied by height, where A and B are parallel sides, so these are the parallel sides. So we need a figure where we're showing 5 and 4 and with height of 2. And let's see, and the only one that shows that is D, which is 5 and 4 and height of 2. This slant piece is not the height. The height is the height between both parallel sides. So therefore answer 435 is D. 36, the area of a rectangle is 53.6. If the length is multiplied by 4 and the width is half, the area would then be, we've worked this multiple times. So it is length multiplied by width is equal to 53.6, and the length is multiplied by 4, the width is half, and that is equal to x. So we're trying to find the new area. We can simplify. 2 into 2 goes 1 times, 2 into 4 goes 2 times, and we're left with 2 length times width is equal to x. We know what length times width is from the first equation of 53.6, which is 2 multiplied by 53.6 is equal to x, and therefore x is 107.2. And we are moving nicely along. 37, if the length of a minor arc PQ is 8, what is the length of the circumference of the circle? And it says 37 shows a sector of a circle with center O. So we see that the length of this arc that they gave us is 8 centimeters. So they want to know what the length of the circumference of this circle is. So the degree of this arc is 60 degrees, and what is the total degrees of a circle? It is 360. So it will become 360 divided by 60 to know how many arcs we're working with. So it is 360 divided by 60 to give us 6. So therefore the length of the minor arc, so it would be 6 8 centimeter arcs, correct? So it becomes 6 multiplied by 8, and 6 8 48, and that is how we know the circumference, the length of the circumference of the circle, which is 48 centimeter. 38, the area of a triangle is 30 centimeters square and its base is 10 centimeter. What is the height in centimeter of the triangle? So triangle, area of a triangle is equal to half base times height, and the area is 30, so it is 30 equal to half times the base of 10, and we're trying to find the height. So it becomes 30 multiplied by 2 So we're solving for height. 30 multiplied by 200 carry over the half, it flips to come 2 over 1, and 10 multiplied by 1, so it is 60 divided by 10, and that is equal to our height, and therefore height is equal to 6. Our answer for 38 is A. 39. What was the modal age? And this graph shows the number of children who took part in a survey. So the modal age, you guys need to remember the difference between mean, mode, and median. Mode is speaking to the one that occurs the most, and in this case the modal age, the one that occurs the most, the highest bar in this histogram, is 7. So the modal age is 7. So our answer for 39 is C. 40 refers to the following diagram, which shows the cumulative frequency curve based on the marks of 200 students who took a driving test. The median mark scored by the 200 students is, so remember, median would be the one that is directly in the middle. So half of 200 is 100, so therefore 100 is at this point, so we need to extrapolate. So we'll 100 go across to see where it meets this line, and that would be 35, 36, 37. So therefore 37, so let's see, so it's 35, 135, 36, and you see it's 37 line right there, but it passes in the middle, so it becomes 37.5. So therefore answer 440 is B.